a year ago? And
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just a year advanced. And we talked about it last week. It's night and day.
What about, you said that you would hope everybody would be a full go, but it looked like Theo's got something going on with his wrist or arm.
Yeah, we're just being precautionary with Theo. He should be okay.
Okay. And then,
He should be okay for at least the start of the season.
And then I think the other one was Diamond.
Same thing. We're just being precautionary. He may be clear in the next day or so.
Okay. It looked
We
like.
just hadn't gotten full last spring, so we'll see if getting into it.
Was it like to see Josh Woods back out there running around?
I was really happy for Josh. You know, he obviously had a big injury last year in the middle of camp, and we were really counting on him last year. And the fact that we could get him back for his fifth year was huge for him. He's worked extremely hard and rehabbing it, so I was just happy for Josh getting back out the field.
Looked like Elijah Wade has switched positions.
We're going to cross-train Elijah, so he can do just a little bit of multiplicity. He's gotten a little bigger. He's almost up to 275 now, so he can lend some help on the D-line and the outside of the line.
Can you talk about getting Josh Woods back on a team that has so many young guys? How important is
Yeah, I mean, Josh was always a great leader, even when he was out last year. So to have, I think we've got 87 freshmen and sophomores, so to have some senior leadership, you know, with him and Chris Barnes and some of the older guys there, I think obviously he can help the younger guys kind of get up to speed in terms of where they are. But Josh did a great job even last year when he was out of helping out and mentoring the younger guys.
Colson, any update on his
No
waiver?
update right now. So.
Okay. You've doubled your quarterback group. How nice is that to have, you know, some extra bodies there?
Well, it's the same as we always do. We usually go to camp with 5 or 6 guys depending on the roster. So, you know, we were at 5 last year when we were in preseason camp. So it's just always what we do. You lose some kids through attrition and graduation. We obviously lost Will, so he graduated. So now you got to replace those guys. So that was always the thing going in. We were all 5 or 6 guys.
How is it trying to integrate 48 new players all together just in
It's
drills?
been really good because I think they've done a great job. Obviously, they got here in the middle of June, so they had been with Frank and his staff since then. And then we had a lot of player-led workouts in the off-season, and I think our older kids did a really good job of getting the younger kids up to speed on things. So I was really happy with how all the young kids kind of showed up on their first day of training.
Is there kind of a added responsibility for the veterans to try to bring those guys along just with so many new guys?
Well, if they want to have a good team, I mean, they got to contribute to the development of them because obviously just the numbers will tell you that some of those young kids are going to have to play just because we don't have a lot of older kids in certain positions. So those kids are going to have to get on the field. So it's important for what our guys did in the summertime and getting those guys now up to speed on things. So.
You've added this new television screen over here. What does this add to your
That's for you.
For me?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
just for
Instant replay?
Ben?
Yeah, if you want to watch the TV, Price is Right. You just tell them what channel to put it on. So you seem to get bored very quickly. So we can. I think you can select. I don't know if it's Spectrum or whatever, but you can pick a channel and he'll put it on. It's just the ability to kind of watch plays and teach. They're working on all the parts, so we don't really use it yet.
So if you see something that catches your attention, you'll say run it back on the screen, or how will that work?
It depends on the individual coaches who do my position. So when we have our teach periods, I'd be able to utilize some instant feedback on things.
How big of a concern, we haven't talked to you since the APR, well actually we have, but I'm asked about APR situation that came out last May with football.
Yeah, it's always a concern. I mean, because when it gets below a certain level, it can affect you from a scholarship time or whatever. So our academic people are doing a really good job with the kids that we have now. The issue with the APR is it's a 4-year rolling thing that occurred before we got here. So you can't, and you also can't go back. You can't change something that happened in the class of 2014 because that's just the way it is. So our job is to make sure that classes from 19 on continue to do a really good job academically. And as those numbers get added to the cohort, maybe hopefully your numbers will go up. So, but our kids right now, we have the highest grade point average we've had ever here at school in the spring term. So I'm real confident with the guys we got now in the academic system that we have in place.
What was that GPA?
It was at a 2.89.
Okay, and obviously with guys leaving the program, that was a big part of what had happened with the score going down.
I guess so. I wasn't there, so I couldn't tell you why the score was the score because I couldn't tell you the individual cases of why this kid did this or this kid did that.
What progress have you seen from Austin Burton since?
Austin had a great spring and has really continued that through the summer and had a good first day. So we're really, really happy with the progress that Austin's made.
How about Dorian?
Really picked it up. Same thing. I think all the quarterbacks you know, they're the two oldest sophomores, being the two oldest. But I thought they've all done a really good job. And obviously Chase is different because he's 100% healthy now. So you know, we really limited him in the beginning of the spring, and he started to come on towards the end of the spring. But now you come in the Chase you see yesterday was way different than the Chase we saw on April 20th last year. So I think all three of those guys have really developed, and then we added the three new guys.
Do you have an ideal number of offensive linemen you'd like on scholarship?
Yeah, you usually want to be in the 15 range, but it depends. You know, that was probably the biggest hole for us coming in here, and what the numbers were in the past, and the attrition they had at the position. So. But just to say he's an O-lineman, put him on scholarship, that doesn't remedy any situation. They still have to be able to meet the criteria of what an offensive lineman is. So
somebody had tweeted that you were doing class checks at one point. Did you do that?
I've done that ever since I've been here. I've done it years ago.
Okay. Do you just like the accountability that kind of brings to the team when the head coach shows up to
No, all of our coaches do it. I don't think it has anything to do with whether you're the head coach or an assistant coach or an ops guy. We just always class check. So I've done it at every other school. I don't think it's anything out of the ordinary.
I know you saw these guys during all the newcomers during summer, but just after the first day, were there any new guys just eyeballing them that kind of stood out physically?
No, I mean we've seen them all since the beginning, and we saw them in recruiting, so it's not like the kid you signed in December or February looks any different than when you saw him in June. So there's nobody in particular I could single out. We're impressed with the whole group.
Last question.
Any other position switches that are happening right now?
I don't think so. You'll tell me.
Okay.
So as you look around, so and a lot of it, like if a defensive lineman is standing out or standing out, they're still rushing the passer. So that's not a. You may think it's a position switch, but that's not a position switch. No one went from offense to defense or defense to offense. So no quarterback left. So not that good. So.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Coach.